Yo, what's on? Welcome back to episode 3 of Tommy&Chi's Piecing in the Wind.
Hello.
That's Tommy. I can't be nobody else. I'm gonna be Chi. Join us this week and scream as loud as you can. Viva la Turtle Man! Oh yes, we're gonna talk about turtles.
And we're going to be talking about thing.
Then take a trip with us through childhood trauma and popcorn. What could that be, eh? Find out.
So, G, what is the news story of the week?
It's the casting of the new Fantastic Four movie. We'll shoot straight in with a big dog, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's Pedro Pascal.
Okay, so who's the Invisible Woman then?
It's Vanessa Kirby. She's got a look about her. Fits the Invisible Woman. I think she's going to do a really good job.
Who's the Human Torch?
Joseph Quinn.
From Stranger Things.
Yeah, Eddie.
Great character.
Those two alone,
Yeah.
Human Torch and Pedro Pascal, that's
Yeah.
really interesting casting. To have two actors that have sort of hit their peak around the same sort of time, and the visual look that they could bring to them characters.
Who's the thing?
I can never get his surname right. Backcrack. Backsack and crack. We'll just call him Ebon. Yeah, again, another one of those actors that has been around for quite a while.
What's he been in?
The Bear and the Punisher TV series. He was in Andor. I think it's good casting.
Who's the baddie?
The heroes are listed, and Adam Driver, he's not listed as a character.
So could we be
Right.
seeing Doctor Doom?
I'm not saying anybody that it definitely is, but I'm
No.
saying that's what I've seen going
That's
through
what we
the
hope.
news this week.
That's what we hope.
Yeah, it's left me open it.
Yeah.
Another part of the news story as well. The Thing, for the first time ever,
Yeah.
is being played by a Jewish actor. I don't remember there being enough focus on him being a Jewish character in the comic to warrant there being so much focus that he hasn't been played by a Jewish actor in the previous attempts. If his faith was a massive part of his character through the comic,
Yeah. Or a relevant part to the plot.
yeah, to the plot even,
Yeah.
then I could see the lot. Right, yeah, all right, maybe it's a bit. Why have you overlooked that? Right,
Yeah.
an actual Jewish person to do that role before? But then
You're not going to see
You're
thing.
gonna stop. You're not gonna stop mid battle.
I can't fight battles on the Sabbath.
It's Hanukkah time. Yeah, you're not gonna see that.
Like I say, it just seems like PR.
It's just terrible.
It's just so they can tick a box.
In a week of shit news and lots of fucking horrible things happening around the world, I'm sure, and all that. Yeah, that's the news that got my attention anyway. Like, yeah, new Fantastic Four people, great casting, Pedro Pascal.
And there we have it, the news story of the week.
I hope you're ready for us to expose ourselves to you guys, because we're going straight on to our next section, childhood trauma and popcorn. What it's about, mate, is we all carry things, little childhood traumas that we've picked up from movies.
Especially if you came from the 80s.
Especially if you came from the 80s like we did. A lot of it comes from movies. This section, I'm going to tell you my top 5. Tommy's going to tell you his top 5 moments in films that have given us trauma we've carried through life. Tommy's going to kick off in at number 5.
Where the Wind Blows.
That was horrific, mate.
So, to give you a quick synopsis for those who don't know, it's about two OAPs in a little house in the middle of nowhere, and they experience nuclear holocaust. And it's horrific. It's just watching two old people slowly die of radiation poisoning. And we watched this as children, and this was acceptable, apparently. You know, that does scar me to this day. But worth watching.
Tell us, what is the moment of this out of all of it? Because it's all pretty horrific, but what is the childhood trauma you're carrying?
I think the scene is when the old man is lovingly brushing his wife's hair and it's falling out and they realise they're dying, and that's just heartbreaking because they're so sweet and lovely.
It is pretty grim, mate, and the fact that that's only number 5 on your list. Let's see where this goes. So in at number 4 for some more.
American Tail. You American? I see you laughing.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to laugh in the face of the trauma, but it caught me off guard.
Right, it's a fun little movie, but there's one aspect that really freaked me out as a child. Imagine this. You're a young child. You're going to a new city, a new country, and you lose your family. That is horrific. That's one of the worst things that ever can happen to you as a child. You could have nightmares about that. It's brushed over in the movie. But no, in my little head, I went, oh my God.
Losing your parents is only fun if it's a John Hughes movie.
Yeah. And it's got a good 80s soundtrack.
Yeah, there's some trauma attached to that. That was number 4.
Yeah.
And we're going to go straight again with number 3.
The Never-Ending Story.
I know exactly where you're going to go, mate.
This
is a shared trauma moment.
Yeah. It's about a world that's just slowly disintegrating. That's not horrific enough. You have the scene of the swamp of despair.
That's horrendous. In a film with a lot of horrendous scenes, and the concepts as well. The Gomorrah, the Nothing.
That's it, yeah.
That swamp scene.
When he's just crying for his horse that's just slowly sinking into literal despair.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
That's not on my list, but this is a shared trauma moment. That hits deep, mate, because it's shot so much despairingly. The horse looks like it's been told to act despair.
Yeah.
It is, I carry that, mate.
And let's remind ourselves, this is a children's movie.
I feel your pain on that, and I'm sure a lot of listeners have just almost welled up listening to that, and that was only number 3. So I'm going to push a little bit more.
Right.
Let's go in with number 2 on your list, mate.
The original It with Tim Curry.
Where you've stepped the gears up quite dramatically from Steven Spielberg's American Town to Stephen King's It.
My brother and sister went, we got a movie we can watch. It's got a clown in it. You'll love it. I'm only about 8, that age.
They weren't lying.
It did have a clown in it. And I was petrified for weeks afterwards that a hand was going to reach up every time I took a poo and just drag me down. You know, I'm just going to hear the words,
"Kiss me, fat boy.
Do you float?" You know?
They all float down.
They all float down here. Oh!
Yeah, mate. That was some straight up creepy ass acting on Tim Curry's part.
Yeah, but when you're 7 or 8, it's just horrific. You're literally the target audience for that movie, as far as Tim Curry's concerned.
That is your trauma.
Yeah.
Scene, the sink scene, the shower scene.
Yeah.
It is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It is pretty bad. I carry some marks from that one as well. Mate, I need a moment to compose myself. I've got shudders. I've got Tim Curry's smiley little clown face burning through the back of my neck.
Do you like balloons?
I love balloons. I didn't learn anything from that movie. If you wave a red balloon at me, I'm going to chase you through a forest, mate. But now I've composed myself. I'm hiding behind the sofa here, guys. I hope some of you are as well. Got some nasty visions in your head now, haven't you? Here's Tommy's number 1.
Watership Down. It is so grim and horrific. It's a cartoon bunnies that literally kill each other, enslave each other. They die, and it's just...
Mate, calm down. Calm down, it's alright, we'll get you a cuddle. It's an animated nature movie.
No.
But
Bright eyes. It's just so sad.
Dude, I can see you going. Right, you need to compose yourself.
It really affected me as a child.
So your list, your top 5, has got a lot of animated. Now that really is some childhood trauma.
Yeah. I think it illustrates exactly what we went through in the 80s as children. People didn't hold back. You know, there was no...
Nuclear war. Just like where the wind blows, mate.
Yeah.
We never knew tomorrow was coming, so we didn't hold back.
No.
Visually, movies, musically, political speeches, everything. In the words of Apollo Creed, God bless him, mate, there is no tomorrow. That was the 80s slogan. Give it to them all, both barrels. Boom. That was a good top 5, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Very good top 5.
Right, dear viewers, it's time for part 2 of Childhood Trauma and Popcorn. And it's time for Gav's list of the movies that traumatised him. At 5.
Jaws.
Love Jaws, it's a great movie.
It's my first experience with cerebral trauma.
Big words.
It's the influence.
Okay.
What you don't see in Jaws is terrifying, and what you do see in Jaws as a kid is terrifying.
That soundtrack, that
everything about
visceral,
it.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's cerebral.
Yeah.
It's in your mind, and it's not just one scene in particular. It's the whole feel of the movie. The childhood trauma it gave me is the irrational fear that he was going to come out of the bath at bath time and get me.
I think what gets me is the very first scene, the girl, because it's that second where she doesn't know what's happening, and then it happens. That really got me.
It's so well done.
Yeah.
The whole film, that is a big childhood trauma.
Yeah, I can see that. At 4.
American Werewolf in London. It's still a fantastic movie and a big cause of a childhood trauma that I've carried through life. Just a weird visual that I get in my head when I drive through forests and something catches the corner of my eye, or sometimes when I'm driving at night, I still feel like I shouldn't be looking to the side of the window as I drive. But it's that dream sequence that he has when his eyes finally open, they're bright yellow and blue. That is my get up the stairs quicker image when the lights are out. It's an amazing film with a lot of scary things in it. A lot of visual things in it for my brain to process as a kid. I watched it long before I should have done. That is trauma.
At 3.
Poltergeist 2.
See, I can't remember this one.
It's the one where they're living with her mum. It sort of follows them there, and you see the Reverend Kane.
Do you have the little lady in this one?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Poltergeist, it hit a comfort blanket as a child. TV is a comfort blanket, and all of a sudden TV wasn't safe
It's the enemy
anymore. You didn't feel as comforted sitting in a room with just the warm glow of the TV anymore.
They're here.
Yeah, but specifically Poltergeist 2, a scene that gives me trauma to the point that when I'm drinking tequila, I always make sure it's not the posh stuff with a worm. Is the sequence where her dad drinks the tequila bottle that's got the worm in it. And the worm is the Reverend Kane. He ends up vomiting it up, and then it looks like something out of the thing. It's traumatic,
right?
To the extent that I still check tequila bottles.
Okay. At 2.
Nightmare on Elm Street. It had to be.
Yeah.
Again, it hit you at a comfort blanket.
Yeah. Sleepy time.
Anything that scared you as a kid in life, the answer seemed to be that sleep was a safe place, and you knew the only way to get rid of the monsters that weren't there were if you went to sleep quick enough.
Unless they
were
were already
asleep.
Yeah. You could literally die in your sleep.
That film is a massive cause of somebody that's grown up to suffer bad insomnia, irrational insomnia. Because the fear of that character sometimes when my brain's kicking out of gear feels real. There's so many scars caused by that film, but in particular it is the bathtub sequence in the first one when she's having a bath and she falls asleep. And the hand comes out of the water, the glove. Yeah. Again, it attacked that sort of safe place, that bath. Warm, nice bath time. Yeah, warm, nice bath time. It really ever has been since.
Right, yep, totally understand that one. At 1.
Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
Khan! That's not a scary movie. It's not a scary movie.
This is about childhood trauma.
Okay. No, you explain.
You pick predominantly cartoons. I've showed everybody I'm a very fucking messed up person because all of my films are cerebral. They've left me with rational scarring, not because of a cartoon.
Okay. What is scary about Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan?
It is still probably over everything else my most irrational fear. I can't eat canned ravioli.
Okay, explain this to me.
It's that sequence with the ears.
Oh, the mind control bug things.
Yeah, in Chekhov's ear, man.
And it kills the guy kills himself.
Yeah, but as a kid, I think when I first see that, I must have either been eating ravioli or it looked like ravioli in my childlike brain, or maybe I was a bit freaked out and my mum went, "Oh, it's only ravioli," or something like that. But it is a serious, irrational fear that I carry.
I can completely understand why that messed you up.
That if I don't see ravioli prepared, I can't eat it. It's not a fear, it's a scar. I'm not afraid of the ravioli. I know it's ravioli, but that scene has provided my most irrational fear.
I didn't think we were going to be quite on the psychiatrist bench with this one, but we've got there. Yeah.
It's trauma. All right? We're basically our own therapists here.
And there we have it. We have Gav's 5 traumatic movies.
And that concludes childhood trauma and popcorn.
Yeah,
We've all
yeah.
got trauma, guys. You've got some too. I'm sure a lot of yours match up to some of the things on our list as well.
What is yours? I want to
Yeah.
know, what is your most dramatic movie?
Pop it in the comments and let us know. Let's get chatting some shit. Are you ready to expand your mind like a bad trip on cheap drugs? Because it's time for Tommy's thought experiment. So, what have you got for me this week, Tommy? I'm ready for you.
This week, I thought I'll go classic. So this is an old one.
How old are we talking?
2.5 millennia.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
even have the internet.
This-
How
this
did
is-
you find that?
This is like ancient Greece kind of territory here. This is the Greek philosopher Zeno. Great name.
Wasn't he a warrior princess?
And this is Zeno. With
Oh,
no.
right.
Zeno.
Oh.
And this is one of his paradoxes. He came up with a series of paradoxes. And this one is quite a famous one. It's Achilles and the tortoise. Do you know who Achilles is?
I do.
Right, okay, that's helpful. So, one of his paradoxes sets the feet of foot Achilles to chase a tortoise that has a small head start. Achilles can never catch the tortoise. Zeno argued because first he must reach the point where the tortoise started. But by that point, the tortoise has moved into a new position. So then Achilles must run there, by which time the tortoise has moved on again. Right, so are you with me at all?
I'm following you.
You're following me?
Yeah,
Right,
it's not very difficult to follow, and my answer's going to be quite short.
this is the dichotomy paradox.
What?
Like dichotomy.
Mate, come on, help me out.
No.
Feel sorry. What the fuck does that mean? If I'm going to answer it, I've got to understand what every word means.
Oh, no, now you want a dictionary definition of dichotomy.
Well, you brought it up,
Oh,
so
I didn't bring it up. It's on the webpage.
do you even know what it means?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a way to explain it. It's kind of like almost a tautology, because dichotomy is kind of like a paradox as well. So basically what it's saying is, to cover any distance, you must first cover the first half of that distance. And then whatever's left, you cover that half distance. And then whatever's left, you cover that half distance.
Right.
And whatever, so on, so forth. And so it says, logically, you could go on forever, but you'll never get there, no matter how far the original distance is, or how fast you move.
Of course you fucking...
And you'd react like this.
It's a fucking turtle, mate. Given your height advantage over a turtle, all you got to do is lay the fuck down.
Yeah, see, this is where philosophy sort of breaks down when it meets reality. Because he's basically saying it's illogical. By logic, no matter how fast you are, you're never going to catch a tortoise up.
I don't know how fast turtles were back then. Talking like cheetahs.
Maybe they were really fast. Maybe something happened.
Like fucking Thundercat-sized turtles. Yeah, that's stupid, mate.
Ninja Turtles.
Alright, I'll admit it'd be hard to catch a Ninja Turtle. They're quite elusive. Like, they live in sewers and shit.
Yeah.
What was he trying to prove?
Logically, it's impossible to catch a tortoise.
No. It's illogical to think you can't catch a tortoise, mate. That's like completely giving up on life.
See, this is why they call it the paradox.
I never knew paradox was another way of saying fucking idiotic.
Well, this is what he's using pure logic to explain to you why you couldn't catch a tortoise. But we all know you can always go catch a tortoise.
It doesn't sound like there's a lot of logic employed. It sounds like a very arty-farty, poncy point of view that somebody comes up with when they're a little bit wrecked. Think about it, man.
Well,
By the time you get there, he's got there. You've got to pick something of equal speed or mass.
or maybe, you know, he's sitting there, Asian
Because that's
Greece.
like saying the Golden Gate Bridge and a man have a race. The Golden Gate Bridge can't ever catch up with the man because by the time it makes the distance, the man is further on.
How's the bridge moving?
Mate, how's a bloke not catching us? How's Achilles, a fierce Greek warrior from what I'm remembering, revered for battle and strategy, not able to catch a fucking turtle?
People have thought this is so important. They've kept this knowledge for 2.5 millennia.
2.5 millennia ago, there was not a lot going on, and the average IQ must have been a lot fucking lower, mate. Which is going some to say that. But if he had a whole culture of people revering work like that, there wasn't a lot on TV.
Or maybe the point is you can explain anything with logic, even if it's ridiculous.
Can't go on much longer with this because it's a very short answer.
Yeah.
Yes, Of course you can catch a turtle. There's not enough in that question. I want to know how big the turtle is, how fast the turtle is, had he trained, was he ready for this? And the same about Achilles. I want to know.
No,
There's not enough fact in it.
The point of it is saying, using truth.
It's not true. It's not logical and it's not true. You can catch a turtle.
No, you can.
That's why they're endangered. And that is in their own environment where they're naturally faster.
The point.
How do we? No. There's my counter argument. I've got it.
Yeah.
How the fuck do we catch them then? How have they become endangered? Because we've caught them and eaten them. Does the line and hook not catch the turtle because the turtle's going the other way, or was the other turtle so fast that he came back, hacked himself and hooked himself on the reel? There's a good paradoxical question, mate. So if I've got to admit that Izzy's right, then I want his answer to how the turtle got on the hook. Paradoxically, it's got to have, like I said, lapped itself, come down in the same trajectory without being seen and caught the hook. He's done well making a career out of that shit.
Yeah. Basically, he's saying, I can use truth, and he talks truth, so he talks about a man chasing a tortoise. When he chases a tortoise, time he gets to where the tortoise was, the tortoise moved on. He's not lying there. That is
I understand
true,
all that,
right?
mate. We've got the Marvel multiverse. I know how it works.
Yeah, right, listen. So he's using truth, using logic, to disprove something we all know is actually counter to reality. So he's proving that logic can lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can it?
Yeah. You can use truth to make a lie.
So this was a test to see how gullible people were over how thought-provoking it might be. Because he's basically said, check this out, if I lie really well and everybody believes me, it's true.
No. He's saying, I can say the truth and still come up with a lie.
Whoopee fucking do, mate. So can a kid. Did you eat that biscuit? No. Why, they've got it all over their face.
Oh no, that's a lie. That's lying. But he's not lying for what he's saying. What he's saying is true.
No, what he's saying,
but
he's lying, mate.
But the result of that, the result of the truths he's telling is a lie. But he's not lying to get to that lie. He's telling the truth to get to that lie.
Can you catch a turtle?
Yes.
I can catch a turtle. That, in a room of two people, is 100%.
Yeah, but that's the lie. But the logic he runs up to it isn't.
No. He's mixing a fact of time versus relative space with somebody's ability.
The reason it is a lie is because he doesn't include a lot of factors. Like relative speed, time.
What distance was the turtle's head start?
But using the parameters he gives, you logically think, well, he can't catch a tortoise. But we all know, in reality, you can. That's why it's a paradox. You're using truth to create a situation that gives you a false result. You're using truth to create a lie. And the lie, obviously, is you can't catch a tortoise.
I don't agree. There's only one person alive that can't catch a fucking turtle, and that's Master Shredder. Yeah. If he was chasing the turtle, I'd agree. It's never going to happen. He's not going to catch it. Something's going to happen. Some zany wild adventure involving a reasonably hot female reporter or a big talky rat. I'm not known for my athletic prowess and my speed, but even I know that I can catch a fucking turtle, mate. Viva la Turtle Hunter is what they will all start shouting at me.
Yeah, Chi the Turtle Hunter.
Chi the Turtle Hunter. Call me the positive Shredder Man. That is all the time we're going to have to share this week, people. I really hope you've enjoyed the show, learned some facts, or just changed your general outlook to life.
Made you a better person, maybe.
Or at best, wasted 25 minutes of your time you was going to waste elsewhere anyway. But that was episode 3, guys. Thank you very much for being with us. Hope you're following us by now. You know what you're going to get. We'll be back with episode 4 shortly when we think of some more shit to talk about. But we're full of it, so that won't take long. From me, it's bye.
And it's goodbye from him.
It is indeed. What about you, though?